A group of two-dimensional creatures was rapidly closing in on the woman. By the time she realized what was happening, her right foot had already been devoured by the monsters. In less than a minute, the woman's entire body was completely flattened into 2 dimensions. Hearing her screams, her companions rushed to check on her, but all they found was the woman's flashlight. Just as they stood there puzzled, the door suddenly slammed shut on its own, and the door lock was flattened as well, completely trapping the 2 of them inside the room. At that moment, the mural on the wall began to change. The woman transmitted what she was seeing back to the doctor, who was horrified to discover that this was actually the nervous system of the woman from before, while the wallpaper was her skin. Then the two-dimensional creatures launched another attack. After devouring the sofa, the 2 people naturally became their next targets. They thought they'd be safe hiding in the hanging basket, but these creatures were incredibly clever. They planned to crawl from the walls up to the ceiling, then completely flatten the chains and hanging bed as well. In this critical moment, Lisa used all her strength to swing, launching herself and the hanging bed out of the room. Meanwhile, more and more people throughout the city were going missing. They weren't being murdered. They were being turned into human-shaped graffiti by the two-dimensional creatures. Lisa urged people to stay away from the graffiti, but it was already too late. The graffiti seemed to come alive, all of them beginning to move. They crawled down the walls to the ground and began attacking people in all directions. Lisa quickly led people to hide in a nearby warehouse. One person ran a bit too slowly and was unfortunately caught, transformed into a 2-dimensional creature. Lisa and the others had no choice but to keep running. Exiting through the warehouse's back door, they fled to a tunnel. But what they didn't expect was that the 2-dimensional creatures had gradually evolved into 3-dimensional beings. Soon, another companion was captured. To escape the tunnel, they had to open the steel door in front of them, but the door handle had been flattened. The doctor handed Lisa a high-tech device that could restore the door handle back to 3 dimensions. This way, they successfully opened the steel door and escaped. To prevent the monsters from following them, after closing the door, Lisa flattened the door handle again. But by now, the monsters had completely become 3-dimensional creatures and possessed the abilities of 3-dimensional beings. They could restore flattened objects back to 3 dimensions. Soon, the steel door was opened by them, and Lisa and the others were once again in danger.